Morning from Houston, Texas, United States of America. This is Smart Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. Good morning to those waking up, and good night to those going to bed, and good afternoon to those who are already having a getting to midday wherever you are on the surface of the earth. Yes, we are here again, always with something to tell you about what is taking place around the world. But emphatically, this period we are focusing seriously on Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria, Nigeria, Nigeria. Nigeria has become a pariah. Yes, a lawless state. Yes, where the poor are jailed, but the ugly rich who steal the resources of the nation are given parts on their back, and where impunity is on the rise. Impunity, by those connected uh, to those with political power, just behaving as if they own the earth. Yes. What I'm talking about today is the destruction of Nigeria's security forces. Yes, and the implication on the future of Nigeria. Nigeria has a security force or a compendium of security forces that have you know veered off of their constitutional obligation to Nigeria. Yes, the army that is supposed to be defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria is now defending politicians and their interests. The police is doing the same thing. The DSS is doing the same thing. The Air Force, kind of, they are out there, because of the nature of their job. Perhaps the Navy, let's spare them. But the Navy has its own problem about stealing oil in the Niger Delta. Yes, everything is upside down in Nigeria. Why am I talking about this? The arrest of the young activist Dele Faro Timi, yeah, a couple of days ago by the Nigerian police and the DSS. Yeah, the DSS, the secret police, who went all the way to pick him up in Lagos and took him to another jurisdiction where they arraigned him. Hello, how Caesar is? How are you? Where they arraigned him yesterday, for defamation. But I tell you this, Alfred Baba Lola, who claimed that he was defamed by this young man, is only being a front for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who's actually the one putting this young man under and on trial for being so vocal against his illegal and illegitimate government. All right, hey, J. Too Real, may God bless you too. All right, thank you very much. Cesares from Philippines. Thank you. Good morning. Can I say good morning? Is it good morning there or what it is where you are? Yes. The Nigerian security does not work for the people of Nigeria. Sadly, they work against the people of Nigeria. They work for politicians. They work for politicians. Our country's security, national security has been compromised. We have terrorists, we have mercenaries, we have bandits all over the length and breadth of Nigeria. The security apparatus of Nigeria, like including the Nigerian army, are not confronting those threats to our country's national security. What they are confronting are the people of Nigeria. They are attacking and killing the people of Nigeria. They are arresting and putting them in jail, in defense of a criminal, a rogue drug dealer, certificate forger, and an identity thief paired with a terrorist as his vice president. That is what they are preoccupied with. Those in the are and yeah, those in our countries, those who drive our country national security apparatuses do not understand their duty. They don't understand their rights as citizens of Nigeria. They don't understand that their duty is to defend Nigeria and not defend the politicians. They have abdicated their responsibilities So the country is, going through a systemic Armageddon against the people. Yes, against the people. That is what is taking place right now. Police is not doing what it's supposed to do. The army not doing what it's supposed to do, and the rest of them are just working against the strategic interest of Nigeria. So the country is now officially a pariah. Yes, a pariah, a dictatorship, a tyranny of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All those with voices are now running, are going underground. A lot of people are escaping from the country. They have run down the economy. They have run down the infrastructure. They have run down healthcare. They have destroyed education. They have destroyed virtually everything. Nigeria is on the canvas. The people are gripped by fear. There is hunger in the land. Two types of insecurity: food insecurity and national insecurity. Widespread. You travel in Nigeria, you don't be okay until you get to your destination. You run the risk of being kidnapped by terrorists and by bandits. The roads are not safe to ply. Everything is upside down, and they have hammered down the people of Nigeria to the extent that they can't even rise up anymore. But we'll continue to talk, we'll continue to speak until something happens. And we are looking that the people of Nigeria will pick it up and get rid of the monsters that are holding them hostage. But security-wise, we don't have anything like security in Nigeria. That is how sad it is. And this is the reason I'm speaking on security today. Corruption has destroyed everything. The security operatives are mostly very corrupt people. Every time they stop you on the road, they want to extort you for money. They don't understand the consequences of what they are doing. So if they stop you and you give them money, even if you have bombs, then they will let you pass. Yeah, that is the extent corruption has damaged Nigeria. And when we speak about this, they call us unpatriotic because we are speaking so that our people will understand, including those who are in the security forces, for them to understand. Hey, Janet, how are you? Good morning. How are you doing? Yes. So that is what is taking place. There's a generalized state of lawlessness in Nigeria. Yes. But the worst hit is the common man who has no one fending for him. The common man who has no one standing for him. The common man who has no one speaking for him. Yes. If you don't belong to that little 1%, or you don't have access to anybody who belongs, you are on your own. As I speak, millions of Nigerians are going to bed on empty stomachs. And when they wake up into hopelessness. No country should be so badly run the way the country is. So the dictators have gotten so desperate. So they are doing everything and looking for everything to cling on, to continue to hold our people in captivity. That is why the rate of arrest is on the increase right now, because they are restless and they are sleepless. And they live in criminal opulence, while majority of our people live below poverty line. We can't continue like that anymore. And something got to snap. Something got to snap. So this young man, they are holding him because he is vocal, because he is fearless, because he's determined, because he knows the truth about what is taking place in his country. He's rising up preemptively in self-defense of his country. But sadly, those who hold our people, those who benefit by holding the people in captivity, won't have it. They will want to lock him up so that that voice will be lost. But I tell them that the voice will not be lost. The only thing is the voice is becoming amplified through other persons who have been speaking. And hopefully, we'll be able to inspire our people to a higher consciousness where they now start asking questions until we get to that point where we build a critical mass of critically conscious Nigerians who can stand up and say, we have had enough. That is where we are. Nigeria is at a tipping point. Yes, Nigeria is at a tipping point right now. And in the midst of all this, some people are telling us about an election in 2027. How will you run an election through a man who did not come through an election, through a man who came through a flawed process, a man who does not believe in election, who does not believe in counting votes? Yes. A man who came through compromising our armed forces and all of our strategic national institutions cannot be a man that we will rely on to bring about the electoral process that will lead to electing responsible and actionable leadership. So I tell my brothers and sisters in Nigeria who are talking about an election to stop wasting their time and then come, let us mobilize to give this Nigerian system the push it deserves so we can build a new platform for everything in Nigeria. That is all that we need to do. Can you imagine an armed forces that is so corrupt, that is so compromised? Can you believe an armed forces that will be fighting in defense of politicians when they are supposed to be neutral and away, not seen around the politicians? The leaders, the drivers of the Nigerian armed forces now go about making political statements. That tells you how compromised the Nigerian system has gotten. This is that bad. The same thing is going on with the leadership of the police. The same thing is what they are using the DSS to do. So the armed forces works for the politician. Armed forces works for those who can afford them. They have our army, our police have become those forces that they use, to settle scores. Thank you, Janet. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Yes, this is how sad a nation can go. This is how sad the giant, the touted giant of Africa has gotten. The giant has become a dwarf. Giant has become a ridiculous, a scandalous ridicule. Yeah, before the committee of nations. The giant that has everything but nothing. The giant that has become the headquarters of poverty on earth. Can you imagine that? Nigeria has become such a terrible, terrible, squalid state. And imagine a country, Nigeria, that is now through a criminal welcoming France that Niger has trashed for their evil, welcoming France that Burkina Faso does not want. Yes, welcoming France that has been funding Boko Haram in Nigeria. Yes, something is not right. I don't know what message Nigerians will listen to get them cracking, to get them waking up, to take their country back. Yes, a few days ago, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in France, hosted to a state visit in France. France has been responsible for the upsurge of violence through Boko Haram in Nigeria and Niger. And that was why the Nigerian authority now overthrew President Muhammadu Bazoum. Yes. When those commanders who were at the forefront of fighting against terrorism discovered that they were being used and not being used effectively, they were protecting Boko Haram while they were making gains in the Sahel. So that's when they struck and they got rid of Muhammadu Bazoum. Yes. Muhammadu Buhari was working with them until he left. So, Nigerians, all those things that we warned you about, they are coming to slap you in the face. That we needed to disrupt Muhammadu Buhari from handing over power to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is clear right now to be part of those compromising the national security of Nigeria. Yes. So he knows effectively about Boko Haram. France has been implicated as the funder of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Bola Tinubu is taking Nigeria to France. What message are we going to tell Nigeria? And again, I want to call on the man who says he's the Sultan of Sokoto. I hope you are seeing. Saad, I hope you are seeing. So when Nigerians call you names that you know what is going on about terrorism, you cannot say that you do not know. You blackmail the people of Nigeria that there was no one that was capable of going to stop Bola Ahmed Tinubu from being inaugurated on May 29, 2023. You threatened Nigerians. You blackmailed them. Here you are. I don't know. You are so silent these days. Why are you not speaking? This is part of your handwork and the handwork of your co-northern emirs, northern religious leaders, northern political class, northern ulamas, and the northern malams, or whatever you guys call yourself. In a country that is supposed to be one, you chose to build a tribal and regional nationalism as if the North was a country of its own. Yes. But when you guys want to exploit Nigeria, you come in the name of the North. You come as Nigerians. There are 30 million of Nigerians in the north of Nigeria are out of school. 30 million innocent children. Yes, who did not ask to come to this world. You deny them access and opportunity to education. So you continue to control them. They are the ones that Boko Haram easily recruits and to point guns at Nigeria and its people. Here you are. I wonder why you are silent these days. Yes, so this is the extent Nigeria has become compromised. The security forces are lost. They don't know why they exist. They are working against the strategic interest and national security of Nigeria. We can't continue this way. The people of Nigeria, know ye that you don't have any army defending you. That is why they will kidnap as they want with no response. The only time you see the army responding is if there's a high-profile person that is threatened. That is how bad Nigeria is. I thought I shared this with the people of the world. Nigeria is struggling. Seriously. I wish the United Nations can be a responsible organization that it was supposed to be. It would have been a good thing to temporarily move into Nigeria and take Nigeria over and then reorganize, help the people of Nigeria to reorganize themselves. But I know the United Nations is a political club driven by the same people who have fingers in what is happening in Africa, including Nigeria. So we are not going to rely on you. But the people of Nigeria, you must be prepared to do what you must do to set your country free. Otherwise, you will become slaves in that great country. Goodbye for now.